Alrighty, evening everyone and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator, or to be more precise, welcome to the Berlin-Brandenburg Airport. The BER, also known as Brilliant, as it says there on the building. Whatever you call it, it's widely known as the EDDB. And if you know the EDDB from the Microsoft Flight Simulator, you know that this is not the vanilla one. This is a scenery, and it's a scenery by LimeSim. And it's really fantastic. I absolutely love it. You have these 6 stickers on the jetways there. You have these glass gangways. You have these weird light balloons or whatever that is. Even if you get out here of this side of the terminal and look at the other side, these BMW ad banners, they are really there in real life. They put this in there. This is the arrival departure zone here. And yeah, it's really great. Usually you have the EasyJet A320s parked up here in this section of the airport. Yeah, this is where you return your rental cars. Really, again, the ad banners are real. Another funny thing that they put in here is that if you wait, I have to increase my drone speed. Camera drone speed. Mucho better. This is the 25. If you depart the 7. And if you depart from here, you fly over. What a foggy night. You fly over this if you land or start take off. So if you land or take off from there, you fly over this area, which is where you have a whole lot of furniture shops and other stuff like electronics shops, Toys R Us, but most notably here the IKEA and Daniela Kessenberger. Everything is there, and that's not actually a POI or not actually a landmark or any site that you have to see, but it's just an absolute typical site if you fly over here, if you land. Or if you take off, then you see there. So they put it in here. I find this is a very funny detail, and it goes to show you how much work they put in here. So this definitely deserves some love. However, the main reason why I got this airport is because in the vanilla EDDB, as in most vanilla airports, except for the bespoke ones, you have no lights at the gate. Here, this is all completely dark, and this kind of ruins the immersion for me. I'm using this airport a lot. It's the closest one to where I live, and I wanted to do some night flights. I love night flights. In my opinion, there are not enough night flights videos out there, so I'm making another one. And that's why I got this. Today's flight is the AF1535. That takes us from BER, from Airport Berlin-Brandenburg to Paris Charles de Gaulle. It's scheduled to depart at 8:30 p.m. and scheduled to arrive at 10:20 p.m. As usual, we are very late. It's now almost 8:30. Okay, I was fooling around a little bit too long, but the flight has usually a delay of like 10 to 20 minutes. But it usually manages to land on time. We have a pretty high cost index, which you would expect from the Air France. But as for the flying machine, as you can see, it's the A320 Neo, and it's the FlyByWire A320. And I had a lot of issues with that in the past, which I don't blame FlyByWire for. I think it has had something to do with the sim updates. So they solved these issues, and they also improved the airplane a lot, especially in this preparation phase. But we're getting through that step by step when we are doing our flight preparations. So let's hop on into the cockpit and get started. Which is one more thing that I have to say is that you probably don't see, or you will definitely not see a mouse cursor. And that is because the OBS that I'm using to record this is recording the mouse cursor at the wrong position. It's fine in the game, but in the video it's somewhere else. And I think it's less confusing to see no mouse cursor at all than to see one that is at the wrong position. So yeah, I try to explain something if there's something unusual, but I think the most stuff is pretty standard. So we turn on batteries, which are next to these voltage indicators here. Battery 1 and battery 2. Ground power is always available in Flight Simulator, so that's fine. We're using that. And yeah, it's to find light. Oh yeah, there's some light. Nice. Okay. And give us a little bit of dome light here. Okay. Emergency exit lights go to arm. Cruise supply is on. That is great. Fuel pumps stay off for now because we are not filled up right now. These guys go to nav, of course. You can do your fire checks. Engine 1, APU, engine 2. That's all very good. Nav logo light on. And yeah, let's go then. The next step would be to turn on this new and improved flight pad. And that's really great. You can import simbrief data as usual, but it's pretty quick, I think. And yeah, here we have all of our data, of course, and our flight plan itself. So this is the page where there are a lot of improvements, but we get into that when we get into that. For now, we have to we have to, of course, also import our flight plan into the MDCU, and we do it as usual. We go to the MCDU menu, ATSU, the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez menu, and then init press, and then init data request. And yeah, there it is. Everything looks good. So let's get our clearance for now. Okay.
Ground AF1535 tree ready to copy IFR clearance to de Gaulle. AF1535 tree is cleared to de Gaulle Airport as filed. Take off runway 25 left, climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure frequency is 125.8 squawk 5172. AF1535 tree cleared to de Gaulle Airport as filed. Take off runway 25 left, climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Departure on 125.8 squawk 5172. AF1535 tree read back correct. Contact ground on 129.505. Good day.
Alrighty, then let's just do that. So now that we have all that, we can request a jetway connection.
AF1535 tree, could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft? AF1535 tree, the jetway is going to be connected.
Alrighty.
AF1535 tree, could you please send a catering truck? AF1535 tree, the catering truck is on the road. Ground AF1535 tree, could you please send a baggage? AF1535 tree, baggage is on the way.
No, I don't think that they serve a meal on this like 2-hour flight. I think the airtime is like less than 90 minutes. But maybe someone would like to have a snack, like a Snickers bar or cracker. Okay, so now we can go into the improved stuff. Now when you go to services and so forth, you have your fuel, of course, and as you can see now, you can import your fuel data directly from simbrief. So now it has the perfect real fuel data as simbrief has calculated it, and then you can start fueling. And the same goes for the payload for your passengers. You can get this from simbrief. Woo, wow, 170, maximum 174, 173. Wow, so we are absolutely stacked today. So yeah, and then you can start the boarding process, and then all your fuel and your boarding goes on, and that's really amazing that you can see it like here. And I know I have to get this GSX rubbish, but I love that this is just built in here, and you have a real-time boarding procedure. You can see these seats fill up, and like the center of gravity is changing. Again, it's really great that they built it in here. They improved it a lot. Yeah, it's really amazing. I can't really believe that this is a free add-on, but yeah, that's what it is. So I'm very thankful for that. So while all that is happening, we can take care of our MDCU. Okay, so I'm using the diff rips principle. So that's data, init first page, flight plan, red nav, init second page, performance, secondary flight plan. Short diff rips. So let's do that. So first we have to check if we have the correct RX cycle. Yeah, that looks good. The init flight number is the AF1535. Cost index. Oh, that didn't came from simbrief. Weird. I thought this was imported right away, but never mind. Cost index is 25. And the cruise is 360. Okay, we're all good with that. And oh yeah, there's something that I wanted to talk about. Yes, so we have no departure and obviously no arrival as well. Okay, never mind. So we have to in previous versions of the Microsoft Flight Simulator, you could set to start at a terminal and then also already chose a departure, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it was possible. Now you can either choose a runway to start from and a departure, or you can choose to start at a gate or the terminal, and then you have to do your departure manually, which isn't a really big problem, I think. So you just have to look what did they give you. Take off 25 left, so you go where it says from EDDB, then departure, and then 25 left. It says the runway. And we are using the log D1N. No transition, click on insert, and then that should be fine. And if you want to check it, you simply turn this to plan, and I can already see that looks good. We step through that, DB26, DB20, Lulu, and then we are on our way to Paris. Okay, I mean, it's a very short flight. Good, so just as you did with the departure, you go to the when it says not from but dest LFPG on the bottom here, you click, and then not on departure but on arrival, and it's the 26 left. Oh, it's a short runway. I'd rather use the 26 right. Okay, okay, now we have a flight plan discontinuity. No problem, we can solve that. Okay, so that was a little bit tricky. Okay, seems like the but the Lorne transition is, yeah, that is fine. I know this one, that's okay. ILS 26 right, that looks very good. Let's check it again. Lorne, and then we go CF26R, FF26R, and then we are there. Perfect. I'm very happy with that. Would usually program the arrival, of course, when you get to the airport. But since we have time now, while passengers are still going boarding the plane, We might as well do it now, and the winds are not going to change. They weren't really much to begin with, so it's why I'm doing it now. Nothing to do for now, but to wait for the passengers to get on board.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, your captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to see final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
Okay. And with that, we're already mighty late. So let's get ready to, move on out. But first, we were at flight plan. RedNav is already in. That is hopefully right. Secondary init page. Okay, we can only do that when all the passengers are on board here. Block fuel is 6.0. Now we know our weight. Now it's calculating. And there is. And then we can go to the performance page. Okay, using +1, flex to 1050, transition altitude in Germany is 5000. And okay, 195S. V1 133, VR 134, and V2 138. Okay, so that looks all very, very nice. And then we are all set here. We don't have a secondary flight plan today. Good. Okay, very nice. So then wait, fuel should be done now. By now. Yes. Okay, completed. Okay, then we are ready. Then all the fuel pumps come on. Turn on the beacon light and start the EPU. Wait for the flap open. There it is. And then start it. And you can see it's spooling up. Oh, we can hear it from the outside maybe. Yes. Okay, so that looks good. 400 Hz, that's all very nice. You bleed on, the packs come on, external power goes off, beacon light is already on. Okay, now seatbelts. Seatbelts on. Alright, then we're ready to push out.
Ground AF1535 tree, could you please disconnect the jetway from the aircraft?
And then we asked for a pushback.
AF1535 tree requesting pushback. AF1535 tree pushback request accepted.
Okay, the pushback tug doesn't talk to us really when it's connected and says, okay, please release parking brake. You just have to know that now. Okay. Alrighty, now then, mode selector into engine start, and then start engine number 1.
Ground AF1535 tree requesting the end of pushback. AF1535 tree request to end pushback received.
Okay. So that's one good engine start. And then let's start engine number 2. And let's do some taxi preparations while all that is happening. Okay. TRRA. This goes to on. Taxi light. Wing light. Strobe is auto. Don't need that right now. And seatbelt signs are on. This looks good. Dome light. I can stay on for now. Oopsie. And then that sounded like the second engine generator. Okay. Second good engine start. Very nice. Engine mode selector back to norm. And then we can turn off the APU. And we are ready to taxi, but before that, let's do a flight control check. Okay, so to the left, middle, right, middle, forward, middle, back, middle, weather left, middle, weather right. Alrighty, that looks very good. So yeah, I think we are ready to taxi. I'd like to give the communication to the AI pilot because I don't. There's a whole lot of handoffs and.
Contact tower on 118.855 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 25 left using taxiway Victor 2 Alpha Mike 9er AF1535 tree.
Okay.
Tower AF1535 tree ready for IFR departure runway 25 left. AF1535 tree altimeter tree 0.06 wind 245 at 8. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 25 left AF1535 tree.
Okay, then these guys go on, these guys go on, strobes on, seatbelts are on, chime the cabin. Check our takeoff config. That looks good, and yes, that's correct. This goes on, okay, shear, and this goes on. These guys are all on. Well, then let's go. Really late. Half an hour. Let's see if we can get there on time. I pretty much doubt it, but ooh. The input lag is still a thing in fly-by-wire. Man, never mind. Okay. Then it's all good. Start the chronometer. And then flex. Airspeed's alive, 80 knots. Okay. V1, rotate. Getting up. Positive rate. Gear up.
AF1535 112 tree contact Berlin Center on 125.8. Good day. Going to 125.8 AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535. Berlin Center AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535 is at
S
1,200
flaps in.
feet, climbing 12,000 feet. AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot
Autopilot on.
1535 Berlin Center altimeter tree 0.06. Continue to Mike Alpha Golf as planned.
Newer climb. Right, sorry. Thrust reduction zone. Oh. Okay. This looks good. Getting to our transition altitude, 5,000. This goes back to standard. Correct. Yeah, getting close to 10,000 feet. Good climb rate. That's okay, let's turn these guys off. Okay. Now we're on cruise, so let's do some cruising and hope we can make up some time.
Foxtrot 1535 descend and maintain flight level 260. Descend and maintain flight level 260 AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535.
Okay, then descend flight level 260. Cruising is already done. Less than an hour since our lineup. So I think we made up some time. Okay, below 10,000 feet. Let's turn the landing lights on.
AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535 de Gaulle approach altimeter 30.14 continue as planned. AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535 descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
QNH is 30.14.
AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535 you are 18 miles east of de Gaulle. Contact de Gaulle Tower on 118.655 when inbound on the approach.
Okay.
Tower on 118.655 AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535. De Gaulle Tower AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535 17 miles east inbound ILS runway 26 left approach.
Okay.
AF1538
Yep.
Alpha Foxtrot 1535 De Gaulle Tower.
Okay.
Altimeter 30.16
Yep.
wind 308 and 4.
6.
Cleared
Okay.
ILS runway 26 left approach. Cleared ILS runway 26
Okay.
left approach AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535.
So again, I want to make a flaps 3 landing. Let's go flaps 1 here. And put our gear down. And so you go into the performance page here and then choose config 3. And as you can see, not yet, but pretty soon, when we arm the approach and catch the glide slope, let's go flaps 2. And then prepare for landing, speed brake armed, take off lights, yeah, why not? And, bad weather, never mind. Okay, looks like we missed the glide slope, but, oh no, it's catching it again. Okay, so we are doing a con 3, so our approach speed changed to 145, which if we change to flaps 3 will not be taken on, because this guy knows now that we are doing a flaps 3, so the MDCU knows, but this guy doesn't. The
2,500.
Okay, the radiometer. So, and in order to complete that, we need to put our landing flap 3 on. And now it should say here, the GPWS flap 3. And it should be good. And it should even be able to make an auto land. So, ground spotters are armed, brakes are low. We have a, there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing a flap 3 landing. First of all, we're landing in the densely populated areas, so the air drag factor between flaps 3 and flaps full is pretty hefty. So going to flaps 3, like the engines are revving a lot lower, and let's chime the cabin here, and it looks good. And you can see it says even now here flaps conf 3. So for the reason, yeah, going into a densely populated area, so flap 3 means less noise and less pollution, and that's good because it's already very late. I mean, we are at 10:15 now. We made up some good time. The other reason is that the... Yep. Yes. Very good. The other reason is that... Yes. Yep. Exactly. Very good. The other reason is that the runway is pretty long. It's 4 kilometers long, so it's 13,000 feet. It doesn't really matter. We have enough runway to
1,000
for a flap 3 landing, and you can see the speed difference is not that much. So stuttering, one frame per second, 10 frames per second. Holy shit! I need stutters again. Wow, am I glad that I'm on autoland. Okay, I think it... No, didn't crash. Great, 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 great. Holy shit. I need a new PC. Okay. Okay, there's the land. Basically no winds today. But I just
200
wanted to do the flap 3 auto land. Oh boy, the stuttering. Shit.
100.
Never mind.
30, 20, 10, retard.
Okay. Reverse us out. That looks good. $70 knots. Decel. Can we make our exit here? Yes, I think we can. Yes, the autopilot is out. That is correct. Okay, let's vacate the runway. And then that was a very, very nice automated flaps 3 landing. And you can see we didn't really use the entire runway. It was basically nothing.
Going to 121.78 AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535.
Okay. Yeah, I think just loading everything in, still stuttering. Holy shit. Okay, let's ask for ground services. Turn ground 78. Contact ground on 1.78. Request taxi to the gates.
Okay. Alpha Foxtrot 1535 taxi to the gate.
A little bit confused.
Alpha Foxtrot 1535 taxi to gate Tango 4
Okay.
Taxiway Whiskey 1 Tango 5 Tango Romeo Tango 1 Romeo Foxtrot Foxtrot November Tree November Alpha 2 Alpha.
Taxiing to gate Tango 4 using taxiway Whiskey 1 Tango 5 Tango Romeo Tango 1 Romeo Foxtrot Foxtrot November Tree November Alpha 2 Alpha AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535.
I probably took a wrong turn. Ah, never mind. Oh no, there we are. Okay. So, welcome to Paris. Made it. Very nice landing. Very nice, very relaxed flight. I love night flights. And as you can see, this is one of the bespoke airports, I think. And you can see there are lights at the gates. So, yeah, you don't need a scenery for Charles de Gaulle. Fuel truck. Okay, let's turn this off. Alrighty. Park brake on. As usual, we have a ground power available, I think. This can go off now. Ground power on. We can turn the engines off. Engine 2 and engine 1. And whoopsie. There we are again. Seatbelts off.
De Gaulle ground AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535, could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535, the jetway is going to be connected.
Thanks a lot, that's very
De
nice.
Gaulle ground AF1538 Alpha Foxtrot 1535, could you please send the baggage?
AF1138 Alpha Foxtrot 1535, baggage is on the way.
Okay, unload the passengers, unload the baggage, and then I think we're done here. Yeah, again, welcome to Paris. Okay, and with that, yeah, I say good night. Tschüss, ne?